All right, thanks, Nick. So I'm going to try to be quick with this, guys. Last year I did a talk with Nick on some fast screens, and some of the questions I had was guys talking about some blocking drills and things like that we do. I mean, obviously, kind of the key to what we do on offense is our receivers block. So this little drill thing, I'm going to kind of go through, and I'm going to try to be quick, but I've got my email up here. If you can see it, it's coachginn52@gmail.com. I'm more than willing to answer any questions that you might have. So what I'm going to try to do is just kind of blackboard this from my iPad and just see. I'm sure this will work, but like I said, I'm just going to try to go through it, just with some of our blocking drills, and we kind of split our week up, and how we do it. But one of the things that we really don't even have a name for it. We just call it our wide receiver blocking drill. But we're going to make sure that we do this at least a couple of times a week as we go through. So just kind of moving forward. Again, trying to be quick. It's just a base blocking drill. So I'm going to say go. Our DBs are going to start a back pedal, and then our receivers are going to take off at them, and we're telling them, they're watching for the sink of the hip. So as soon as this guy sinks hips, we're going to make contact. And I don't need to draw them all up, but we're going to make contact at all of our receiver positions, and then I'm going to give them a direction, and we're just basically talking to our DBs, and we're using this to teach, taking them where they want to go. One of the biggest problems I think with wide receiver blocking is kids want to try to take a kid somewhere, and we're not blocking inside zone. It's completely different as a wide receiver. So the biggest thing we're working here is we're teaching our kids to use the defensive back momentum against them essentially. And we're going to make that running back cut off of us or fellow receiver or whatever. The big drill that I want to talk about today, though, is, again, we just call it wide receiver blocking drill. We don't have anything fancy for it. I actually got it a long, long time ago when I first got into coaching, saw an old guy do it and thought, man, that's really cool. And I've seen where it's benefited us as a program. I feel like, again, these are all going to be our receivers. Now, we're a small program, so obviously our receivers are also our defensive back. So it's kind of a two-way purpose drill. And we're also working with this guy right here because he's going to turn into a runner. And so basically what we're teaching him is we're teaching him on our fast screens, find the hole, find the window, and one thing that I want to point out, I mean, you're going to see I'm pretty basic in how I've got the DB drawn up in all these drills, but we move them around. If you see a big cover two team, we're going to make sure we walk a defensive back up to our outside receiver face. You can put the inside defensive back, you can put him inside the cone if you need to work cracks or whatever. Again, this is just a drill that we feel like helps us on a weekly basis, so that our kids are prepared to block, what to do. But essentially the setup of the drill is real simple. We take two cones, and we've got, one coach and one other receiver that's going to be our runner. And then we have two receivers lined up against two DBs. And again, it's the same thing. We're going to give a go call. Our defensive backs, we do make them backpedal, and they're going to backpedal until they see that coach toss the ball to the runner. So when they see that coach toss the ball to the runner, then our DBs are going to come downhill, and at that point, I mean, our receivers are going on go. And so what, again, we're simulating that. And this is, guys, I want to point out, this is about as full speed as we can get. We tell the defensive back, if you can win the drill, win the drill. Okay. And again, we may on go, we may toss it to the guy on, we may count 1, 2, we may toss it on one. We're just trying to change it up to make this drill as beneficial as we can. But again, the reason why we use cones is we're making this guy, once he gets the ball, now we're making him read the block. So we've got receivers that we're working on, going taking the DB where he wants to go. And we've got another receiver that we're working on, finding a window. We're working our bubble screen. We're working our now screen and different things like that. You can move this guy around as, you can move him out here. You can move him over here. You can make this drill whatever whatever you want it to be. But the base of the drill, we're going to start in doubles. We're a big doubles team. That's our number one formation, and so we're going to do as much as we can in doubles. And then at some point, we do this for about 10 minutes, and we're doing it while our running backs and quarterbacks and linemen are down doing inside period. So we're going to take the drill. We're going to go from doubles, and then we're going to move it into trips. Exact same concept. We've got 3 receivers. Our inside receivers are working, and we'll move it won't always be our outside receiver on the right. Sometimes our outside receiver will be on the left. But again, it's the same drill concept. We're going to do a go call. The DBs are going to backpedal till they see the ball tossed. We're going to block. We're going to block. We're going to block. And then we're going to go there. We've done some X blocking stuff with our screens. If we're X blocking this week, then this drill probably becomes, we're going to X block our concept. And then if you really, need to work it, we've been in a situation, where, hey, we're going to be in a lot of doubles this week. So we're going to stay in doubles, or we're going to run more trips. So we're going to stay in trips. But, we've been in a situation where our guys one-on-one have really struggled. And so if we want to make it a one-on-one drill, again, you're not going to get quite as many guys reps doing it this way. But we've done it, one-on-one, again, exact same concept. This is kind of the old Okie drill concept for an edge player. But, I think this one's easier for the offense. I think the doubles and the trips, to me, the more receivers you put in a congested box, the more difficult you're making the drill. So again, I just kind of made some notes here, just kind of some keys. And if you have any questions, my email's here again. It's coachginn52@gmail.com. But just kind of some keys to me for this drill is number one, we make it competitive. We divide up teams sometimes, and we'll keep score. Hey, and typically when we do that, we've got a couple of seniors or a couple of our upperclassmen that we give them teams and we keep score. This team got one, this team didn't. And we base it on whether it's a stop. Within a certain amount of yardage, we'll set a cone out there, and if the running back clears that yardage, then the offense wins. If they don't, then the defense wins. We've also done it where we've taken just and split it up to where, hey, if the offense wins this rep, then the defense does push-ups and vice versa. But again, we're working to make this as competitive as possible. And along those lines, kind of the next thing is we want to control the environment. We as coaches get to control this environment. And so, there's been times where we've looked out there and we've had a certain group of kids that, hey, I'm a senior, and so this gives me an opportunity to pick on a freshman. That's not the environment we're trying to create. We're trying to create a competitive environment. But at the end of the day, also, we're trying to create a safe environment. If we need to spread it out or whatever we need to do to create that environment. And then the third thing, and I know this sounds really crazy, but keep it fun. And by keep it fun, what I mean is as coaches, we love this drill. And we love this drill because it can become a very physical drill. We're taking kids that they're not inherently physical, and we're working to develop a physicality both offensively and defensively. And by keep it fun, man, what I'm saying is don't be afraid to, within reason, but we'll talk trash to the kids. We let the kids talk trash to each other. Again, within reason. We're not going to let them, say things that don't need to be said, but we want it to be competitive. And so we're going to do everything we can to make it fun and competitive. We've had times where, we've had, a couple freshmen that maybe they're those hide out in the back kids. We put a couple of them out there and let them do a one-on-one. And the other guys, we've had them, hey, we may let the kids, hey, pick who's going to win here, offense and defense, but whatever you can do just to kind of make this fun and competitive. Again, here's my email. It's coachginn52@gmail.com. If you have any questions, do not hesitate. I will tell you we're hosting a powerlifting meet this week. So if I don't reply to you Thursday and Friday, it's not because of you. It's I'm a little bit busy. But I will definitely reply to anybody and everybody. Again, I stole this drill from an old guy. And so anything I can do to help, I am always willing to help. And Coach Bandstra, I truly appreciate you, man. This website thing you're doing is big time. So, and you can have your snow back.